Brendan, knowing Mr. Tucker, he doesn't need any extra motivation.
Oh, P.J. Tucker's definitely going to be motivated to play against the Heat. And you're always motivated to play against your old squad. You got those guys, you like them, it's fun, but you still want to get the win. And that's what Kevin Love does well. He's one of the better rebounding bigs in his heyday in this league, and he's also great at outlet passes.
Butler, the former Sixer, unable to put it down. The tip wouldn't go.
And that's what Kevin Love does well. He's one of the better rebounding bigs in his heyday in this league, and he's also great at outlet passes.
Butler, the former Sixer, unable to put it down. The tip wouldn't go. For you love NBA basketball, those two are going to give you your money's worth tonight. Now Tucker defends Bam on a switch. This is what he brings the Sixers as Butler sticks a three.
Found money. That's what Eric Spoelstra's been talking about. The roll guys, when you get those shots, don't hesitate, let it fly, and we'll live with the results.
Embiid, it's usually a layup for him, not that time, as Adebayo picks up the loose change. Embiid, it's usually a layup for him, not that time, as Adebayo picks up the loose change. Look at Bam in the open floor, taking some contact, and he goes high off glass.
Anthony Milton, a 6'2" guard. He's open from downtown, and he missed it. The rebound to Bam.
Have the green light. He wants him to keep taking those shots.
Well, it's important. When your team is struggling to shoot the three, it's important that your coach gives guys confidence.
Off the back of the rim. Long rebound knocked into Vincent's hands. Adebayo wide open. Too much. So Miami back in front as we move past the 7-minute mark of this opening quarter. Harden, that patented drive to absorb contact. It'll be against Adebayo.
Joel Embiid understands how to rest up, use his body, make sure he gets the proper time in the weight room, and he's doing everything that he needs to be available for his team.
You can join us throughout the night by answering our poll questions and trivia. Just scan the QR code on your screen to play. Is Joel Embiid your MVP at this stage of the season? Adebayo, pretty little juke. Look at Butler. Despite some of the recent struggles, 4 straight losses, 7 of their last 11, as they have slipped down into the 7-hole in the East.
And the Charlotte loss the other night was a really bad loss. Victor Oladipo with another three-pointer. Even though I know Bam's trying to make the right play right there, as we see an offensive foul. Even though I know Bam's trying to make the right play right there, as we see an offensive foul.
His 5th game of the year with 40, 10, and 5 assists. Our producer Damon Fisher, Jonathan Bywater is our director, rest of our NBA TV crew. Basically has gone from the number 2 option on this team to number 4 with the arrival of Harden and the emergence of Maxey. Adebayo,
oh,
no, Butler!
That's a grown man.
Vicious stick back.
Wow.
All he cares about really at this point is making a deep postseason run. Most incredible thing about Embiid, he hasn't gotten his team past the 2nd round of the playoffs yet, Brendan, in his career.
I just thought that was their time to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and so obviously this team looks different since then.
Are you sold on this team? How deep can they go? And then the other night they were down 22 points to Charlotte, who of course has had a really bad year, before they had a frantic push to make it close late.
Yeah, so you're not surprised that the Heat came out with a little bit more pop. Yeah, so you're not surprised that the Heat came out with a little bit more pop and a little bit more energy tonight. Obviously, the coaching staff got on the guys and said, listen, this is what Heat coaching is all about. We're going to see a little bit more effort as we see Bam and Embiid get tangled up once again. I've been really impressed this year with Harden, the way that he's transitioned his game, toned down the scoring. He can still score when he needs to, but he's more of a 20 and 10 guy as opposed to the guy that was trying to go out there and be a 30 and 10 guy a couple years ago.
So Gabe Vincent running the show, 9th straight start in the absence of Kyle Lowry, who, by the way, is getting close for Miami. Adebayo's foul line jumper, no. Love, offensive glass. What a matchup between Adebayo and Embiid. Here comes Melton. Not a Harden. They leave him open. Short. Adebayo keeps it alive to Love. Patented shot, not that time, and Butler the loose change. Off the floor quickly to Bam. Goes glass. Missed it.
Embiid does, but he does it on a nightly basis.
He is unbelievable. Adebayo catch and shoot over and
Embiid does, but he does it on a nightly basis.
He is unbelievable. Adebayo catch and shoot over and Adebayo catch and shoot over Embiid. No. Look at Bam. Ripped it right back and then he lost it.
A lot of times guys get easy looks just because Embiid touches it or sets a screen. So when he's out of the game, the offense obviously changes.
Adebayo salivating with Embiid off the floor. Goes right at Reed, and it's last touched by Miami.
Right now it looks like they want that pick and roll at the top of the key, trying to hunt Kevin Love, get that switch. But Miami, this is very smart. Miami's not giving into that.
Harden turns the corner, left it short. 9th point for Maxey in the quarter. He has been instant offense off the bench. 13 for the night. Adebayo steps back, got it.
Oh, that's tough right there. When you get the ball in the mid-post and on the low block, we need you to be aggressive, looking for your own, to call your own number.
Adebayo the steal.
And now he gets the steals. We talk about his offense. We always know he's great for defense, and he jumps in there and picks off James Harden. Oh, and we just talked about he can score the ball at a high clip as well, over 21 points per game.
Second All-Star appearance of his career. He made it back in 20. Sixers navigating some key minutes here with Embiid on the bench with 4 personals. Adebayo, the spin, puts it in. These secondary players, they continue to play with this kind of confidence. They get Kyle Lowry back. This is the Heat team that they envisioned going into the season.
What I mean by that simply is when those guys are hitting shots, it gives your stars a lot of space. When the role players aren't hitting shots, get into a tough playoff series, they're going to start loading up.
Bam bobbled it, finally squeezes it.
You know, Tobias Harris is hurt. He's grabbing his calf.
Clutching his left leg.
He can't move.
Maxey, left side, Melton puts it down, and contact.
You got to give your team something from a defensive standpoint on the perimeter. This game is all about the pick and roll in today's NBA, and bigs that can defend it have a lot of versatility.
Adebayo, tough floater over Embiid, left it short.
Right now, both these teams can't find the basket.
Here comes Butler up the floor quickly, the spin. Adebayo extending. 4-point lead with under 4 minutes left in regulation. Now to Embiid, guarded by Adebayo to the baseline. Embiid got a piece.
What defense by Bam?